You know, I used to be the rabbit. I used to be the rabbit, always rushing from one thing to the next. And I'm not saying that I've completely stopped doing that. Because the truth is, I still do it. But kind of taking a moment to step out of rushing through life, to come out here at the lake, out in nature, where there's nobody around. It does something for me. And this always happens when I come out here in nature. Now, I have another room in my house where there's not a lot of stuff in there. It's just kind of empty. And with the lights off, I could just lay on the floor and stare at the ceiling. And it too acts as a place of slowing down, just like out here in nature. And it allows the rabbit to slow down and become a turtle. And I used to fight that. I used to fight, I'm in my 30s now. I'm 33. I'm not in my 20s anymore. It doesn't mean that I don't eat healthy, or I don't work out, or I quit going on walks, or I quit working and, slow down. But what it's showing me, what life and nature are trying to mirror back to me, is that slowing down is what's going to calm the restlessness of my mind. I really admire what Brian Johnson is doing. I actually ordered his longevity mix because it has a lot of things in there, including creatine and calcium, that I think is going to be beneficial to my life. And I even taken I've taken his meal plan. I haven't tried any other meals, but I tried the nutty pudding. That was delicious. Thanks, Brian. And I also tried the super veggie. Except the super veggie, I did it with a lentil stew mix that's already pre-made from my nearby grocery store. And it was delicious. Now, I'm going to try it with black lentils next, but I was, following his meal plan, I started eating and intaking way too much protein. Then I had to stop, and I realized that he was exerting a lot more energy than me. And I admire his goal. His goal is without a doubt longevity. I want to live as long as possible. But I had to really ask myself, is that my goal? Is that really what I want in life? Is that like what's going to bring me peace? And I always, when I ask myself, what do I really want? I always seem to narrow it down to simplicity and peace. Peace of mind. Peace where my mind leaves me alone, my body leaves me alone. It's quiet. It's relaxing. And it's serenity. It's a serenity that comes from within. And it allows me to connect with life on a deeper level. So I realized that these diet protocols and, Brian's longevity plan are really good. There's some good things, but I also learned with my own life and where I should navigate my life, how I should fit that I don't need to eat the super veggie and nutty pudding every single day. I can't. My digestive system can't hack it. I'm not exerting as much energy as him, but I don't have the desire to. Because if I force myself to like exert, so I don't recall what his workout sessions are. I know he does an hour a day, but I don't know if that's split up. I don't mind doing 30 minutes to an hour a day, but my workouts are split up throughout the day. And I do a lot more stretching, yoga, and mobility because it's more calming to me. And walks too, in nature. I'll walk. I don't like the treadmill. That is a no-go for me. I have to be outside. The sunlight, getting that light from the sun. And I love where I live. God bless Texas. You know, I'm fortunate enough to live in a sunny state where it's sunny most of the year. We have our days where it's not so sunny, but it's not like Seattle. So, going back to the original topic where, you know, I think a lot of what causes people's restlessness of the mind, which trickles down to the body, which rolls up emotions. I think a lot of that restlessness is from this go, go, go. Now, another thing that I noticed, so number one, definitely slowing down on my meals. Taking the meal plan, still use it, but do it in such a way that it's cohesive to the life I'm living. And if that means one meal a day, some days, and just hydrate the rest of the day or eat a piece of fruit, then I do that. Not try to force myself to eat within a 8-hour time window. Eat when my body tells me to eat. Sleep when my body tells me to sleep. Not when my mind tells me. Listening to my body. When it's tired, take a nap. When I wake up, I wake up. And that's what I do. Because that's what's going to bring me peace. Peace of mind. Peace in the body. My emotional body is balanced. My mental body becomes balanced. My physical body becomes balanced. Not overstraining myself. Accepting where I'm at in life. Accepting the path that God has chosen for me. I'm calling it God, but I'm a Jedi. So I'll call it the Force. Because when I'm referencing God, think of the Force from Star Wars. That's more or less how I view God. And that'll be a topic for another video. But if you ever feel rushed in life, do yourself a favor. Slow down. Take time. I mean, do what you need to do. If you have a family, if you are raising a kid, if you have animals you look after, you got a job you got to go to, yeah, do what you need to do. But I think it's also very important that we slow down. And, with the food thing, slowing my food protocol down, the next thing is dopamine. Like this phone I'm holding. Coming out on the walk, I bring my phone with me for 3 reasons. Usually when I start the walk, I'm listening to something. Second reason is I play Pokemon Go, and one of my favorite things to do is to, get my kilometers in for whatever Pokemon I have as my buddy, so I can use them in the tournament and collect candy as well. But I'm not on my phone playing it the entire time I'm out here. And the third reason would be making a video. Because I never know when I'm going to make these. I don't really have a plan laid out. It's more, this whole year has been training for me. Number one, getting out of debt, which I'm done. I only owe $1,000 of my student loan, and that's going to be paid off by March or April next year. So I'm not worried about that. The $20,000 I did owe, I spent this whole year paying it off, and it's gone. Credit card debt is eliminated. I have none. My student loan debt is on a plan. It's like still got 2.5. I could take 2.5 years, 2027, the end of 2027, to pay off that $1,000 if I really wanted to. But I'm gonna pay it off by April, so I'd like to just knock it out, and that way it's done. And then I just have the mortgage on my house, which I don't really count as debt because I could just sell the house. The house is kind of a fixer-upper. It's got a couple things I need to fix, but it's not a bad place to live. I live next to a beautiful lake. I can come here whenever I want. There's a pass. You could pay $5 a day, or it's $75 for the whole year. And if you live 7 minutes down the road, I'd just get the year. But I'm a veteran, so it's only $50 for me. So it's like, if I'm gonna come here more than 10 times, or at least 10 times in a whole year, 365-day cycle, yeah, it's worth the $50. So, about to have to renew it. But yeah, slowing these things down and, turning my phone off when I get home, putting it in a drawer, not looking at it. That's what's gonna be important. But yeah, it's learning how to tweak these things and find a lifestyle that's conducive to us. I think that's what this message is about. On my walk, I was listening to a video, I was listening to a song, and I thought of myself as the rabbit. And I was like, you know what? That ought to be an interesting metaphor to share. So, yeah, that's all I got for now. And share your thoughts if you feel like it. And subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.